Paul Walker was more than just the blue-eyed movie star from Fast and Furious. Beneath the notoriety, he was a gentle, kind person with a passionate, straightforward, and meaningful life. Paul was born in Glendale, California on September 12, 1973. He started acting at an early age, making appearances in advertisements before most children had completed elementary school. However, he was unaffected by fame. In contrast to many young actors, Paul stayed grounded, modest, and more in touch with nature than Hollywood, according to many who knew him. Paul fell in love with aquatic life at a young age because he grew up close to the ocean. Long before he loved Hollywood stars, he studied marine biology in college and was fascinated by maritime stories. He traveled, surfed, and spent time in nature when he wasn't filming. Friends frequently remarked that he appeared happiest in the wide air with a surfboard in hand and sand beneath his feet, rather than in the spotlight. The Fast and the Furious was his breakthrough in Hollywood in 2001. He became a worldwide star almost immediately after taking on the role Brian O'Connor. Suddenly, his image was on magazine covers, billboards, and posters all over the world. Paul, however, did not change. He preferred road trips, picnics, and charitable work over ostentatious Hollywood parties. In one of his most well-known tales, he overheard a couple having financial difficulties and discreetly paid for an engagement ring without ever disclosing that he was Paul Walker, the movie star. However, cars were Paul's other big passion. When he drove on television, he was living that life, not just acting it out. He worked on engines, owned rare cars, and truly loved the rush of speed. Unfortunately, the catastrophe that would shock the globe was inextricably linked to this love. Paul Walker attended a fundraising event for Reach Out Worldwide, the disaster relief organization he created on the November 30th, 2013. Paul seemed joyful, at ease, and full of energy that day, according to witnesses. Following the event, he and his close buddy Roger Rodas made the decision to take a brief test drive in a red Porsche Carrera GT, a vehicle renowned for its strength and challenging handling. Shortly after, the vehicle lost control, collided with a pole, and caught fire. It had a disaster effect. Paul's cause of death, according to officials, was thermal and severe injuries he received during the collision. Millions were shocked when word of his death quickly spread. Vin Diesel, who referred to Paul as his brother and continues to pay moving tribute to him in each new Fast and Furious movie, was among his castmates who were crushed. Long after he's gone, his love of helping others continues to save lives through his organization, Reach Out Worldwide. He is remembered by friends and admirers not only as a movie star but also as a man who led an honest, compassionate, and a quiet life. More than 11 years after his untimely death, Paul Walker continues to serve as a reminder that genuine greatness is determined by the love, compassion, and light a person leaves on the world rather than by their level of popularity.